Hi, I'm Deana Hassanein, reporting to you from the heart of London on President Donald Trump's UK visit. Like him or loathe him, and I think the latter probably sums up what everybody around me is feeling right now, people have turned out in their thousands to protest his visit, and I'm going to find out exactly why. So, guys, can you tell me a bit more about why you're here today protesting?
Yeah, the Bring the Noise March is for, working for equality, showing off for the marginalized groups that are in our society today. And not only that, but because Trump is visiting, it's representative of something that's so much more than that, so much kind of what his policy represents and the treatment of the people he's been treating badly so far in his term. So we're, here to stand up for that, I guess.
Awesome. And what about you?
I think that it's really important that we have our voices heard. We don't agree with the things that he's doing, and so you have to stand up and do something. Nothing's going to happen if we don't. So that's why we're all here today.
Awesome. And when you say you're here to obviously stand up for what you believe in, what is it that you think Trump is jeopardizing in terms of that?
I think Trump is jeopardizing what our democratic body stands for. I think it's built upon a basis of nationalism and hate, and I think it's bringing out the worst in at least American society today. And I think in a time where we need to be coming together to take on larger threats, we can't have bipartisan disagreement.
Guys, why are you here today protesting?
I don't see how you couldn't be. The man's an absolute fool.
Why?
Oh, have you got time?
I have got time, actually.
Half an hour, we could be for half an hour. Splitting families up, the wall, his thoughts on immigration, what he's trying to do to the working class of America, everything. His take on Sadiq Khan, he wants Boris for Prime Minister, for God's sake.
And what about you?
Yeah, very much the same thing. Also Charlottesville, his reaction to that. And when you look at a situation with the children being taken away, in sort of held separately, that's completely barbaric. It's you can't not, as Al was saying. It's one of those situations where I love America, and I've been to America lots of times, and I don't want to go until he's gone.
That's a real shame. And what do you think he's going to make of all these protests?
Oh, he'll see it as an ego boost.
Yeah,
I mean, he's already said this morning, hasn't he? They love me,
Yeah.
So, and if Teresa's still holding his hand.
Well, there's around 50,000 people predicted to come out today, so hopefully we'll be making some noise and the news will actually get to him.
I'm here because I'm disgusted and appalled by what's going on in the world today, and even though it's a really small thing to take part in a protest, I just wanted to come and add my voice to the message that's being shared with the world today.
And what are you disgusted by in particular?
Where to begin? I'm disgusted with children being separated from their parents. I'm disgusted with people of other nationalities, whether it's in the UK or the US, being discriminated against. I'm disgusted with people who are different from the norm not being embraced and loved just like everyone else, like they deserve to be.
Perfect. And as you said, obviously you're not sure if this protest is going to make a difference, but we do need to make our voices heard.
Yeah.
What do you think Trump's going to think of all this?
Oh, I think he'll love it. I think, the problem with this protest, in my view, is that he will regard it as highly flattering, I suspect. And that's a shame. But when there's so little one can do to make a difference, it feels good to participate.
Thank you so much for your time today. Thank you. So, can you tell me a bit more about why you're here protesting?
I'm an American citizen, but I've lived in the UK most of my life. And I actually can't believe that we're returning to a fascist state. I feel our voices need to be heard, they need to be heard now, and they need to be heard loudly.
And what is it you want to say to Trump? What do you want him to gain from all of this?
That he's not fit for a president. He's not fit to hold. He's not fit to hold that position. He really isn't. The things he's doing is unraveling historic precedents. He's unraveling everything that's been put right over decades, and he's unraveling it, and the world's unraveling with him. It's not just America; it's affecting things globally.
And what is it about Donald Trump's presidency that specifically bothers you? What policy or what action that really gets you?
There's too many to mention. You could mention the children, you know, what they're rolling back on women's health issues, you know, there's just far too many. And, you know, I just don't believe he's ever going to take care of true American citizens.
And do you think this protest is going to mean anything to him? Do you think he's going to be fazed by it?
I think his ego's so huge that he won't like it. So hopefully we'll bruise his ego.
Okay, hello. Could you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, I'm Frances Scott from 50/50 Parliament.
And can you tell me a bit more about what you do?
Well, we're campaigning for equal seats and equal say. We got the vote, now women need to have equal seats.
Perfect. And why are you here today?
Well, because we want to get the sexism out of politics, and the best way to get the sexism out of politics is to get more women into politics. So we've launched something called Ask Her to Stand. We want everyone to ask women they think that would make a good MP to stand for Parliament. Every day we have women signing up to stand, and we want to help them along the path to Parliament.
Amazing. And why today? Why when Trump's visit here? Why did you think this was the right?
Well, today, you know, I mean, Trump epitomises, you know, sexism in politics. But it's not really about the person, it's about the system. And this is a wonderful opportunity to reach out to women and everyone, everywhere. Just say, let's build a better democracy. Let's, you know, it's meant to be representative. Let's build a better, more representative, inclusive democracy that includes women. And that's why we're calling for 50/50 Parliament. If you take a little look at
Amazing. And how many have you got with you today?
well, we've got loads of people with us. We've got 52,000 people on our petition, and we've got women signing up to stand every day.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us. Exactly. What does it say? I can't believe RTB ads could get this piece of shit elected.
Nobody knows what RTB means.
Well, you can tell us about it now.
RTB is real-time bidding. It's what Cambridge Analytica did with the money of Mercer. Basically what they do is you visit any website and in tenths of a second, in 0.1 of a second, a bid request goes to an ad agency. And the ad agency say, oh, it's you. Now we have this special ad for you. We're going to tamper your brain so that you vote or you don't vote. And that's called real-time bidding. And just Google RTB ads and Cambridge Analytica and you will find what the hell these people are doing. Effectively, any piece of shit gets elected because he just put ads that follows you wherever you go.
And are you specifically against Trump or just in general any president or any agency that's useless?
No, I believe in democracy, but Trump is not a president, he's a piece of shit.
Hey guys, and can you tell me a bit more about why you're here today?
I hate Trump so much, I want to cry.
Why do you hate him?
Because it's racist.
What has he done that's really racist?
Be racist.
Trump has done quite a lot of bad things. He's ruining America, like there's a thing with the immigrants, and he just hates everyone, the Muslims, and we just don't want someone so racist to have so much power.
Okay, amazing. And why are you here?
For women and children and peace and love.
Everyone.
And not hate, basically, because that's what Trump's preaching, hate, but we overcome hate with love.
Amazing. And do you think this is going to affect Trump in any way?
I don't know, but it's good to show our
It's the message.
The NHS, this is the most important, and this is the only one I've gone to, because he is so obscene as to be President of the United States. And the fact that he's got influence on our government is horrific. And so I think the statements this morning has made many more people come out because it's so outrageous. How dare he undermine our government? So I don't agree with our government, and a lot of the time, but how dare he come and undermine our government? That's why I'm here. It's outrageous.
Well, he's saying people love him anyway. I don't think he's fazed by anything.
I hate his politics. He's, as far as I'm concerned, his attitude to women, blacks. He's a very right-wing president, but he's been elected president of the United States, and we have to accept that. But he cannot come over here and start telling our government and undermining our government. How dare he? And so that's why I'm so outraged, and that's why I'm here.
I can see you're really passionate about this. Can you tell me a bit more about why you're here today?
We're here for everyone that's been insulted by Trump. We're standing up for girls, women, everyone, children that has been held, he's separated into cages, for the women that he's assaulted,
for basically everyone. It's very inclusive. We've seen stories over Instagram, and we've like every day we wake up in the morning and we see these horrifying pictures, and we're just like, this is the passion that we want to put into the marches and want to show everyone that he's not the right person for president for the United States.
He's driving this backward mentality that needs to stop. We need to change this, so things like this need to happen more often, and we need to stand up for what we believe in and not stand for this racism and fascism at all.
And do you think this kind of protest will send that message to Trump? Do you think he'll even care?
With the amount of people, he's going to see that, yes, we're not going to take what he's saying. At least get a reaction out, maybe a tweet from him or something acknowledging us. I live in London.
Amazing. And why are you guys here today?
Why wouldn't we be here? I mean, he's a racist, misogynistic asshole, and we oppose everything that he stands for.
He's just like not an accurate representation of like what America stands for, and I feel like as an American it's kind of our duty to go out and tell people that we're better than this.
And do you think this is going to faze him at all? Do you think he's going to hear about these protests and even care?
I'm sure he has heard about the protests, but I don't think that he cares. But again, that's not why we're here.
Yeah, it's not really like to affect him, it's just like to show that the people are like reacting to the things he's saying and doing, and like, I mean, I guess if we knock his ego down a bit, that's just an added bonus.
I feel this is going to build on his ego, but no, perfect. And what in particular do you guys not agree with that he's doing? I know you said he's racist and a misogynist, but is there anything in particular that you really, that motivated you to come out here today?
His stance on immigration like really hurts my heart. Like what he's doing, like tearing these families apart across the country, like it's so sad. Like I have so many like immigrant families that I'm friends with in the US, and I can just like see them being hurt by this, and it's not good.
Because he's not my president.
Okay. And are you an American citizen then?
I'm an American citizen.
Okay. And what is it about him that you don't like?
Everything. He's a disgrace to the role of the president. He's a disgrace to politics. He's a disgrace to world peace. He's a disgrace to international relations. He's an insult to humankind, frankly.
That's really passionate.
Yeah.
And what in particular has he done that's really wrong?
Everything. Not one thing has he done he's good. He's been handed his fortune on a silver gold platter. He's lied, he's cheated, he's a misogynist, he's homophobic, he's a con man. I mean, he's a criminal. That's not a president I want supporting me, I want representing me or my country, or frankly being out there in the world.
And do you think this protest is going to mean anything to him, or even worried?
I mean, I know the balloon did. I know Trump baby got to him a bit, but I just think it's important that everybody keeps hope, we have hope that change can happen.
I'm sorry?
I'm Emma.
Emma?
Haley.
Thank you so much for speaking with us. So tell me a bit more about why you're here today.
Because Trump has no idea what it's like to be intersectional, and he's threatening people for who they love, for who they are, and for what they look like, and that's just not good enough. So.
I mean, very similar reasons. I just think we can't sit idly by and legitimize voices of hate. The government may have decided that's the thing that they want to do, but I think it's important as citizens to say that's not okay. His politics are just certainly not welcome here.
And do you think the UK government are doing enough to kind of show him that that's not okay? You can say what you want.
No. I think the state that we're in politically at the moment means that we can't be as strong as we should be, and that's a great shame, and that's why there are so many voices here on the streets to spread that message instead, and to send love to our American brothers and sisters and tell them that we support them and they're not alone.
Do you think Trump's going to care about any of this?
I mean, who knows? It's really difficult to tell what at any given point is on Trump's mind, and if he even remembers what he says at any given point. But I mean, I think as a country, I think it's important to demonstrate that not everybody supports his agenda. There are a collection of people that think his politics are abhorrent, and it's just as important for us to demonstrate that as it is for him to hear it.
protest because it's important. As an American who didn't vote for this, we're in tough shape. We have a very hard time right now. People are getting very tired. People are weary. People are sad, and then they're angry and tired, and so it's important to, and I think I appreciate the Brits very much, to just let us know you're standing with us in solidarity. We cannot get tired. We need to snap out of it and get back in the fight, because we're in a terrible place. We're doing terrible human rights violations against babies, against children, that will never be reunited with their mothers ever. We know that. So that my government is creating orphans. And I think most Americans are so appalled, we don't even know what to do. So I think it's important to just, and I wanted to come here and be here so that we could just kind of get in the flow and, take that support.
And do you think this is going to change anything?
I think it will change. It'll help my fellow Americans. It will, because they will watch this and they will realize we need to just keep leaning in. We need to vote. We need to register and vote, and we can't sit it out, because the number one in the 2016 election was I didn't vote. That was first place. I was like 109 million voters or whatever just stayed home. So I think it's important in that regard just to keep reminding the voter. Now, changing Trump, no. Nothing's going to change that. That is what it is.
And do you think the reason Trump is refusing to change, and he is who he is because actually he might have a lot of support in America? Obviously, you look at social media and it seems that way, that there's a lot of people behind him.
It's, as an older American, a retired American, I'm really flummoxed. I don't know where these people came from. I don't understand why he has support. And these are not all ignorant people. These are college-educated, PhDs, some of them, and I'm at a loss to explain why they're supporting this. It's a mystery to me. When he's gone, they'll still be there. And so see, that becomes then the sort of the emerging dilemma is, okay, we can get rid of him, but we can't get rid of his 61 million followers, and that's frightening.
Kashmir, it's nice to meet you. So, I love your sign. Did you make it yourself?
This morning, and the paint was still wet when I got in the taxi this morning.
And why are you here today?
Because I don't like Donald Trump and I don't like his policies, and we want you out.
And what policies do you mean?
Well, the war on just about any country in the world. He just thinks he can call the shots. He thinks America is great. He thinks we're his best friends. We're not. Yeah?
I think the people aren't, but I think, Theresa May might beg to differ.
Theresa, yeah. You got it wrong, Theresa. We're not his friends. We don't want to trade with America. If we embargo America the world over, we will win.
Basically, you can talk. We just disagree with Trump, all his policies. He's sexist, he's racist, he's homophobic. He's locked children up in cages, and they just don't deserve that at all.
Yeah, I'm a British and an American citizen, so it's really important for me to be here today and say that neither country respects him.
Well, you say neither country respects them, but obviously people in power are showing him a lot of respect. For example, Theresa May today, obviously they've been talking, they've spent dinner last night together, so really, is he going to get that message?
We're hoping that, he thinks that Britain likes him. He's already said that, and we just want to show him that we don't. Yeah. And I believe he's on trial for a rape charge at the moment, and I don't understand how a president can be on charge for that and still have all the power. Like, he needs to be taken down.
Yeah.
And if you could say anything to Trump, what would you say?
Can I swear? Well, go on. Thanks.
Ruby. Molly. Asta.
Asta. That's a cool name. So, girls, why are you here today?
Well, we're here because we're all big feminists and believers in women's equality, and we feel that Trump's presidency and that is like so wrong, and it's characterized by fear and hate and discrimination. So we're here to stand up against that.
And if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
12.
Amazing. Are you guys here for the same reason?
Yeah, I think that the things that Trump does and says are not really what humanity is, and that we need to stop that.
And what is it that he's saying that's upsetting you?
Basically, against women and he's just standing against everything that like a woman is, and he's acting like we're just objects and stuff.
And if you could say anything you want to Trump, what would you say?
I would say stop doing what you're doing and look around you and realise that what you say actually affects millions of people, and what you say also affects them in a positive way, because look how many people have come together to stand up against this. So. I think I would say that he should open his eyes to what's actually happening and not just think that he's the only person in the world who has power.
I think he should just like basically do the same thing and just, yeah.
I'd also tell him to resign.
We're meant to be protecting that in the world, and allowing someone like Donald Trump to come on a state visit completely goes against what we should be standing for.
And what about you?
Well, we're both from Glasgow, and we both made the trip down today for this because we feel really strongly that Parliament should know our viewpoints on other foreign leaders and other foreign policies that they dictate upon their own country, and we don't want that for ourselves.
And it's quite amazing that you've come all the way from Scotland. Is it just for a day, or are you staying for a few days?
We came a couple days ago, but we're going to be getting the bus back up tonight, unfortunately.
8-hour-long bus journey back home.
So you guys are really passionate then, and what do you think this is going to say to Trump?
I think it just sends a message, really, that there's people willing to stand up and say we're not standing for that or fighting against it.
Do you not think, though, that our government have a massive role in supporting him? So obviously, as you said, the UK, we're not about what he stands for. The people feel really strongly about this, but obviously Theresa May and her government are supporting him completely. So what do you think the problem is here? How can we stop a president if we are supporting them technically?
I think there's an issue with the UK government. Like, they seem to think that we have to, like, pander to America, that we need the support of America, and it's almost like they're scared to stand up to him in a way.
I'd agree. I'd say that right now Britain as a whole is scared. We're going into new territory with leaving the EU, and supporting even the craziest American could sound like the safest option, because we're backing ourselves into a corner. As a country, we're relying too heavily on people we once were happy to support, and because our political climate's changing, we're feeling that we can just cling to that.
Go back to America. We don't need you here.
I know a good fake tanning place in Glasgow. We can fix everything about that. You can borrow one of my wigs.
Yes, I was just going to say we need to get him some new hair. Thank you so much, guys. Despite what I've seen and heard today, President Donald Trump still believes the people of the UK love him. I couldn't find a single person that supported him. So if you're a lover of Trump, please comment below and tell us why. This is Deana in London for Biz.